system as well, just as we are on our monitors here in the commentary box at the moment, but that's in this session. So this is absolutely critical if he can get through into that overall top 5. As you can see, he needs to find about 0.8 of a second. That's only in relation with Rafa, and then later on when the second pilots go out, taking into consideration the average times, push, they say, from Team Blue Rising. Is it enough to move into that top 5 as he comes towards the line? It's not.
Getting clearance to go straight to launch zone. Go straight to the launch zone.
Third position for John Peters and Team Blue Rising is 6th overall. Oh dear, if a picture could tell the story there, it definitely did with the facial expressions of John Peters. And incidentally, chatting with him, that was 27 here from Jamaica. So we have an American pilot and the Jamaican pilot in that team. Right, Lucas, here you go again. And we're running out of time here because he's got 2 more laps, but he's not going to get another 2 laps because we've only got half a minute left on the clock, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. So down into turn 1 as we look down from the visual track map, which uses all of the live GPS coordinates. He's on the boost look now as he comes out of turn 1. I wonder how he's getting on this time.
But he's actually done enough already. He's already in the lead, so in my eyes, he doesn't actually have to do this because everyone's done their 3 laps. I don't think we're going to see Emma Kimmerleinen back out, bless her. No. So I'm not sure he actually needs to do this one, but let's see if he can.
Yeah, that's the point, I think, isn't it, with Emma Kimmerleinen not going back out. They are the championship leaders.
All right, Lucas, as you come round, we're going to head back to the launch zone, so slow down after you cross the line.
You can hear Phil from the team chatting. He's 3/10 up, and don't forget we need to take into consideration the combined average time. So if he can lower this time, it's going to be good news. Over the line he goes.
He has lowered his time by a second. He's
awesome
gone
job.
to 1.03. So great job for Lucas. Fantastic.
Haha, look how pleased he is with himself. The 40-year-old from Spain. Sarah Price as well knows, because that makes her job easier now, doesn't it? The lower his time is, the better it is for her. Lucas, what a great run there, the first into the 2:03s. We could see how pleased you were when you crossed the line.
Actually, the first straight didn't look great, but let's start when you get short.
Let's try again. Lucas Ordonez, Greg in the commentary box, the first into the 1:03s. We could see how pleased you were there.
Empty course, it's always key.
Very good job of multitasking there by answering our question and talking with the team at the same time. He's very, isn't he? He can get very wound up at times, Lucas, in a good way. It's all through passion, but I know how much it means to him. And look, his teammate, Sarah Price, coming straight in for a chat. This is the debrief, isn't it, Shelley? Because she knows she'll be out there shortly. Not the very next session, but the one after that. See the names of the pilots, the right-hand side of the cockpit there, and the first then this weekend at the Lagos GP here in E1 with only 2 rounds to go to get down into the 1:03 lap times. In some ways they're the outsiders, aren't they? They're 5th in it, but don't forget there's still 82 points available maximum from here and Miami. Okay, Saunders is with Timmy Hansen.
Timmy, it's not every day that we see 2 today a different story, but again shows you how crucial it is to get that clean water.
Exactly. We all know that after a break the water kind of settles down here, and you had that one magic lap to do it. I don't know if it was to go battling because I lost more time than we gained by the water, but you know, I won both races down to the first corner, so that's at least a personal win. Other than that, I think we lost time doing it, and Lucas put in a great lap, so he was quicker this session. I think we are looking strong though. I didn't do about 2 seconds down on my practice lap, so not the cleanest of qualifyings, I would say. We have more in the bag, but maybe she can climb us a couple more steps.
It was just 0.8 in it in the end. It shows you how fine the margins are here on this course.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course you go a long straight this way and a long straight that way, but with the race bird it's super tricky when you go fast to hold it on the tips of the foils. Like you have almost no boat left in the water and go maximum speed. So that is very hard. I mean, it is close at the... We also see a big spread, and that's as soon as you drop it once, you're losing seconds. So it's really about all those fine details, like carrying the boat down the straight is not as easy as it looks.
You've done your bit, now time for the Ava. Thanks, Timmy.
Thank you.
Fascinating, such fine margins. Thank you very much indeed, Saunders and Timmy. Yes, it's close. It's going to be mighty close, but the slightest of errors and you are down the back of the field here at Lagos.
E1, welcome to Africa.
Where has he come from? Lagos, we're coming.
You do not want to miss this.
Bring it on.
My heart rate is going crazy.
This is the future of racing.
Foil to foil and a jump in the air. Oh, big contact!
Don't miss it.
This is going to be epic. E1, welcome to Africa.
Where has he come from? Lagos, we're coming.
You do not want to miss this.
Bring it on.
My heart rate is going crazy.
This is the future of racing.
Foil to foil and a jump in the air. Oh, big contact!
Don't miss it.
This is going to be epic. E1, welcome to Africa.
Where has he come from? Lagos, we're coming.
You do not want to miss this.
Bring it on.
My heart rate is going crazy.
This is the future of racing.
Foil to foil and a jump in the air. Oh, big contact!
Don't miss it.
This is going to be epic.
So through two of the qualifying, first pilot of each team has been out there. Next we'll see the second pilot, and then the combined best times will be put together. And at the moment, after that first stint, it's Westbrook leading the way. But the big story really is not even second or third positions, it's all the way to the 7th position, because Tom Brady's team are struggling. We've already seen a problem at the rear of the Racebird, and it flicked right up onto its left foil for Emma Kimalainen. Are they even going to get back out for the next action? Hopefully for their sake they will, because they need to be in that combined top 5 to have a chance of scoring points in our first racing action of the weekend, the qualifying races. We've got another slight delay of 3 minutes, so the next session will start at 15:43, I can tell you local time, which is 3 now. So the qualifying time trials continue here at this spectacular setting here down in Nigeria. It's the UAM E1 Lagos GP presented by First Bank, and the big story is that Brady, the championship leaders, are struggling. They've had some technical problems so far. We don't know exactly what's happened. Also, we suspected a bit of damage to the left foil as well. But Lucas Ordonez seemed to sort himself out and is fastest at this point. Now, for the first time today, we see the second pilot that's been nominated for each of the teams. So Tom Sharp for Rafa, they're in a good position to take the championship lead later, aren't they, in the qualifiers? First action we'll see for him since the weekend in which he had that big collision back at Monaco. Drogba out there with Michael Wilkinson. Patricia Peter is a newcomer for Miami, as is Andre Solvang for Alula. And Marshall Alawidan will be out there for Aoki. So a further delay as we look at Chris Lazaraga. The new start time is 15:46 local time here, which is just under 5 minutes from now. And we already have now the momentum beginning to go in one way or another, because the first pilots have been out there and put their times in. So it gives the second pilots an opportunity to know, do I need to go even quicker than usual, or can I be slightly cautious? I don't think anybody quite cautious at all at this point in the proceedings. Westbrook certainly there with Lucas Ordonez are looking very good. We've just seen the first sub 104 lap time. So a 103.9 for Lucas at the moment, and Westbrook are leading on the combined timesheets. The blue Racebird, which you see there positioned at the front of the pack, that's Aoki Racing with Mashay Al-Waidan going up. Saudi Arabian pilot this time. We are on board with her now, but they're 7/10 of a second down on Lucas Ordonez. I have to say, he's so good at adapting to new courses and different circumstances. We've seen that in practice sessions for Lucas earlier on in the season. Mashay has had a very solid campaign. The only real mistake I can remember is when she went in the wrong direction of the course, not the wrong direction, cut unintentionally back at Lago Maggiore in Italy, but that's all in the past now. They are third in the championship and only 10 points behind. They've actually won 2 of the events so far. The only team, Aoki, to have won 2 of the 5 events this season. They led the standings after winning at round 1 in Jeddah. They won again at Dubrovnik in Croatia when they also took the fastest lap. A second between them at Doha, but really they've lost their points advantage over the last 2 events with only 7th and 8th places. There was a collision at one as well, if you remember, like at Lago Maggiore, and also a technical problem which took them out of a strong position when Danny Kloss was at the helm last time out in Monaco, when the bad weather conditions were really giving the boats a battering. Right behind is me with Patricia Peter on board. Now that's one of the exciting new 5 rookies in the field. The 36-year-old from Uruguay is actually a rally driver. That's the blue boat you see, the blue Racebird on the left-hand side of your screen. The first person ever from Uruguay to compete in the Dakar Rally, and the first female driver to compete in the Rally of Uruguay. So let's see how she fares here, with, I think, some more surprises ahead of us. This is Rafa. This is a new boat. Tom Schaap we are with. That's big collision, wasn't it, last time out in Monte Carlo, and then the boat started to sink. We chatted about it earlier on. They were very, very emotional. They had to use a spare boat at Monte Carlo, so another change for them with this new vessel here at late around 6. Only 1 event remaining in E1 this season after this, when we head to Miami, and what a finale, what a championship for is going to be. Rafa Nadal, I do feel when he was at Monte Carlo, Shelley, last time out, he was a real calming influence, and for Tom, because it was a real moment of crisis, and he was just there to keep everything in perspective, wasn't he? He didn't get flustered at all, and it seemed to make a big difference, actually, to the whole team.
Well, he's a true pro sportsman, isn't he? I'm sure he's had some moments where he gets quite as upset if he breaks a string on his racket, but yeah, definitely he was very supportive to the team, and you could see that how concerned even he was. It was really, really great to see. I did feel sorry for them, and actually, well, Tom actually had to sort of abort the boat and jump into the water, didn't he, and be rescued by one of the jet skis.
Yeah, it was all documented in our Champions of the Water series, which you can see on the E1 YouTube channel. And it just so happened that Rafa, with the team we were profiling at E1 Monaco. Great reception, though, from all of the locals here in Nigeria. There are banners for E1 all over the city here in Lagos, and certainly the first event of this kind they have ever seen here in this part of the world. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant that we're breaking to new places. We've come to a new continent, and as Roddy Basso, the CEO of E1, said to Saunders earlier on, you can't really call it a World Series until you go to the African continent. And there's the answer. I haven't even asked the question, I've already got the answer. Who's going to go first? The answer is Drogba are trying to go with them. No, they've ditched out of it, so they've seen that Rafa have gone first and want some clear space, so they go back to the milling area. Here we go with Rafa. This is absolutely crucial now. 1 point behind for leadership of the series as we get away. Down 3-2-1. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. Yes, perfect start for Rafa. Nice clear space in front of them. On the boost up to turn 1. Here we go. This is with Tom Schaap, the French pilot, on board. Very, very experienced, certainly knows what he's doing. Had that nasty shock in Monaco with a big impact on his left-hand side with Brazil. As he makes his way down through turn 1. They're challenging Brady, don't forget, for the championship lead. That was executed there down through turn 1. Okay, Saunders, Rafa we're watching, and of course it's Brady. They're only 1 point behind, but we've seen all sorts of issues for Brady so far.
Absolutely, yeah. Actually, let's talk to Emma, who was in the cockpit at the time. Now, we're just talking about the sensation of having there, effectively losing your gearbox and completely losing all power. What can you tell us about the update now?
Yeah, well, we're changing basically the whole rear end of the boat, and yeah, hopefully we will get it ready for the qualification. We're obviously starting last there, but you know, we're used to set backs and we've bumped back before, so nothing is lost yet.
We're seeing pictures of
yeah, everyone is doing absolutely their best to be able to in the water, and yeah, it was pretty like I hadn't experienced anything like that, and I haven't seen another race bird act like that, so that he wants to roll sideways, but also like towards the front, and that was probably the closest call that we've had rolling the boat over. And yeah, I was definitely going through all the safety features, like, you know, where do I get the regulator, where's the air, and how do I open the hatch once again, and, you know, going through all the training that we've done already. But yeah, then I was able to kind of like do the last maneuvers to get it just leveled again, and whew, I felt safe after that.
Well, thankfully you didn't roll it, and hope, fingers crossed, that you can get back out there as soon as possible. Thanks, Emma.
Thank you. Well, look at all the people working. I'm sure that we're going to get to the race.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. We'll try to bounce back, and as you know, Saunders, people do bounce back, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I have to say, Shelley, well done, because you called that. You said, I fear it might be a gearbox issue, and that's exactly what Emma's just confirmed to Saunders. How did you know that?
I'm not an expert pundit for nothing.
Okay, well, they'll get that sorted. At least they know what it is, don't they? Because that uncertainty initially of not knowing before they got that boat craned out of the water must have been a bit of a horrible feeling, but at least they know what the situation is. Now, if you look on the left-hand side of your screen, Shelley's still smiling away about that one, beautifully called. On the left-hand side of your screen, you can see the numbers have gone green, look, for the top two, because officially in these qualifying time trials, you are not classified until each of your two pilots has got a time in. So Rafa at the moment and Drogba are first and second. They are the first of our 9 teams to have got laps in with each of the two pilots. This is the first time now we're seeing the second pilots head out there. So who's out there right now? It's Rafa with Tom Schaap from France, Michael Wilkinson from New Zealand for Drogba. Alula is Andre Solvang from Norway, and there he is, making his debut in E1 here in Lagos this weekend. Michelle Alabaidan, we talked about her before, yet to get a time in. The same goes for Patricia Peter for Miami. There she is, blasting away down the back straight, the 36-year-old from Uruguay, the rally driver. And here we are for the first time on board then with Patricia. Seems very cool and calm indeed, doesn't she? But this is a completely new challenge for her. trading in a rally car for one of these E1 race birds.
But look at the concentration in her eyes there. She's dug that in a little bit deep there, but as I said, you know, she's done some training here, but again, it's like everything. When you're on the day, under the pressure, you've got to pull it all out of the bag.
Let's go to milling, let's go to milling.
She's going back to milling now, so they can have probably a little debrief on how that lap went with her. But not bad at all. What has she got? She's got a 1:12. Definitely off the pace there, but room for improvement.
Yeah, you've absolutely got to start somewhere, haven't you? It was quite a late entry for her as well. You can hear the voices of either Dan Gill or of David McDonald coming through on the team radio from Mark Anthony's Team Miami, powered by Magnus. Now we're back on board with Aoki Racing. Look how focused Mashael is at this moment. She knows that Danny Kloss, her teammate, put in a relatively solid first effort. So it makes her life a little bit easier, but let's see as the blue goes to green when she comes back towards the line this time. Look at that, look, combined standing straight up into second place then with the combined efforts of Danny Kloss from Barcelona.
Okay, Marshall, now we go wide,
down from Saudi Arabia.
Go back to milling. That was a 0.8, so let's try that again. Sorry for the confusion in the beginning.
1 lap down, 2 to go of her 3 in total. Sorry for the confusion in the beginning there with the message from the teams. So clearly something tactically, Shelley, I guess, was a bit awry at the start of that one, but they've seemingly got it back together. If that was one with a bit of confusion, I'd like to see what happens when there's no confusion later, because they're going quite quickly already, but they know they could do better because Mashael is only 4th in this particular session of the 5 race birds who are out there. Here's Micah Wilkinson from New Zealand with Drogba. Oban Duncan, his teammate. Oban is at 19, the youngest pilot in the field. Micah here at 29 years of age. Oh, it sounds to me as though the conditions are worsening a little bit, unless he's just taking a tighter line.
He certainly looked like he was struggling with the wheel there, which you would think in these conditions you wouldn't need to do. It should be sort of very, very smooth, and you should be gliding it round those points, unless you have an incident like Emma, where you can see she was clearly battling with the steering wheel to try and get the boat to balance the other way and save it from hooking. Actually, she did a great job.
Micah, when he does apply the boost, which he'll be doing here coming out of the last corner, will be doing that with a purple button on the top right of his steering wheel. It can last for up to 20 seconds. But new for 2025 is that you don't have to use all of the boost in one go. You can use it intermittently. They are 3rd in the combined timings, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. 2nd in this session.
108, pretty slow 2nd sector.
So that was a slow 2nd sector we heard there from the radio. So not quite up to it. 108 again, yeah, definitely off the pace, so room for improvement there. Tom Schapp here now with the Team Rafa.
He's on the boost. You see the green bar decreasing underneath the team name. Okay, let's see what they can do. Rafa have done 2 laps so far. Chris Lazaraga, who pops into the commentary box with Saunders and I back at Laga Maggiore a couple of rounds ago. She's not completely calm, is she, as she watches Tom out on the water. She's got the timing screens on her phone there. How's your French? I can't believe we both said it at the same time. If anyone's watching who understands French, by all means, let us know. Aluna get going. I can't believe we both said that at exactly the same time. Aluna get going. They're 3rd at the moment in this session. They've got a little bit of work to do, not their 4th on the combined timesheets. Don't forget, this is one of 2 teams with a totally new lineup. No Katie Munnings here. She's busy in Saudi Arabia with Extreme E/Extreme H. Rusty Wyatt is otherwise engaged as well. So Nerea Marti is one of the pilots here this weekend. And this is Andre Solvang we're watching now. Just 21 years of age from F2 Powerboating. And I think he's a big star of the future, isn't he?
Yeah, very big star of the future. Used to racing in his F2 powerboat, but not top corner there. He really sort of slammed it down into the water and the hull hit the water, which would have dragged a lot of speed off. But as we keep saying, you can be the most experienced powerboater racer and come from all of the other classes, but the Racebird is so unique. It is a completely different technique and a real skill to fly and race at the same time.
And that puts Andre up into second in this particular session. So it comes down now to 0.248, so just shy of 2.5 seconds off the overall average best of Rafa, who, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, are leading the way on a 106.4. But certainly Andre, he's used to being on the water, because would you believe, away from his racing, he's spending time working at sea, and he's recently completed his studies to become a ship captain, now working as a cadet officer on the world's largest cruise ship with a car deck, he's been telling us.
Well, actually, yes. I mean, I know Andre from other series, and he's actually going to be a cruise ship captain. That's going to be a little bit more sedate for him.
I hope it will be a bit calmer for the sake of the passengers, Shelley, in comparison with what we've seen here so far. As we look down from the drone at Aoki, who've led this championship already earlier on in the season. Danny Kloss watching on, and he's not filming it. He's looking at the timing screen information for Mashaya. We'll have to see how she's fared after the first sector as we come down through the left-hander at turn 1. It was a 20.5 through sector 1, which I'd say is solid, but certainly not the best we've seen so far by at least 1 second. If you compare that with what we're seeing from the likes of Tom Sharp earlier on in the session, oh, it doesn't sound very comfortable, does it?
No, that's not good. That is not what we want to see, where the boat is porpoising and landing in the water. You can see Mashal struggling slightly there, talking to her team. That completely lost its balance and lost that smooth gliding experience. Oh, he's filming there now.
He is filming it.
Hopefully they can watch that back.
Boost if you have. Come on, push it over the finish line. Come on.
Boost if you have any left, and she does indeed. Look, the green bar's decreasing over the line. Give Mashayel, and what's she done in terms of the times? It's a 106.659.
Okay, we did not improve. We did not improve. Let's keep the yellow and go to the middle.
And that's not what she wants to hear. We did not improve. But the good news is, like Rafa, Alula and Drogba, Aoki still have another lap to go. Miami in the meantime. I'm sure Patricia's just sorting herself out. There she is. Patricia Peter, we're looking down on her. 2 more laps to go. This is the end of her second of 3 laps now. As you've already said, Shelley, she's looking to try and find as much time as she possibly can. Very much in at the deep end here. She's lost some momentum as well, hasn't she, coming out of that last corner. However, on the combined times,
Okay,
Miami have just about done enough to be
Milling.
inside that combined top 5.
1:10.9. We need to shave a couple seconds, Pato. We need 2-3 more seconds. But
Yeah,
good job.
sector 3. Rest of it.
She's so calm, isn't she? I mean, we see some of the regular pilots getting a little bit hot and bothered. Not at all for Patricia here.
I think when it's your first time out and you're new into the E1 Racebird and the E1 series, I guess she just wants to listen to all of the help and advice that everyone is giving her and just put it into practice, really. That's what her goal is this weekend. So she looked like she had a concentration face to me.
Shelley, we talk about the boost all the time and how important it is and not using it too aggressively because we've seen the pitch of the Racebird change. What about when you come off the boost? Does that not affect the overall balance as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not ready to come off the boost, basically, if you, as you come off the boost or the boost runs out, you have to be ready to grab the Racebird in if there's a word to describe it, so that the bow doesn't drop and you just drop to the surface, and that is a massive skill. That is a huge skill. When you see a Racebird glide on boost, and then as the boost comes off and the bird doesn't move, and the Racebird just literally carries on gliding, doesn't drop down, that is perfect driving.
Has been a tricky time though for Drogba, just 1 podium so far, and that was 3rd back at Doha in Qatar. They finished 6th for 3 races in a row, having to go through the place race, although the stats are good for them because they do tend to win the place race every single time they go through that. But it is one more uncertainty you just don't need in the weekend, and if you have to go into the place race, it messes up your order as well because the teams try to program it that they want their strongest pilot in the final, but as you can see for yourself, they've aborted that lap. and lost a lot of time as Rafa get going again. This now then is the final effort of the session for Rafa. Alula at the top of your screen on a particularly strong lap, which is why we cut back to the green and gold Racebird now. So what are we going to see from Alula with Andre Solvang? This is a great performance. He might be a second off Tom Schaap, but he's ahead of Michael Wilkinson. He's ahead of Mashael Al-Abaidan, who are regulars here in E1. Perfectly on the boost, just runs out before the line, and his time at the moment, look at that, he's gone fastest, a 1:05.4. He's found nearly 2 seconds in comparison with his previous best. What a great run.
That was a superb run, and as you said, Greg, he is up and coming in all sports, and definitely in the powerboat world across all the classes.
Well, that was phenomenal. Now it means that Rafa, who were leading by a second, are now 9/10 off. Rafa trying to respond here with Tom Schaap. I have to say, he gets so close to the smart marks. It's beautiful to watch the French pilot. Now, is this going to be enough, or is it not? Because they've lost time after the first sector, heading towards the line now then for Rafa Nadal's team, and yes, a 1:05.3, so they retake the advantage on a 1:04.3, I should say now, which is another 1.1 seconds up.
He literally maximised the boost there all the way to the finish line and pushed himself back up to the top. He is well chuffed. Well done, Tom.
Ale, did you hear him saying there in French? It's the sort of French version of let's go, or vamos, as you hear the Spanish pilot saying. Well, Ale indeed, because a 1:04.3 now for Tom Schaap puts him back to the top of the session. I think he's relatively pleased with that, and so is Chris Lazaraga. Isn't it amazing, the difference in emotions? They were all in tears, weren't they, back at Monaco with the collision? Look, I think Chris is close to tears here as well, but for the right reasons this time, Chris. Okay, that's their last lap completed, and on the combined timesheets now, it is Rafa from Aoki by 1.2 seconds. So Rafa are done, and so are Alula, but Drogba, Aoki and Miami still have one more lap in this session. Not too much time remaining, just under 4 minutes, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. And remember, this is a new boat as well for Rafa, so they're about to get everything sorted out, even down to the steering wheel position, the seat position, make it feel as much like their original Racebird as possible. And Tom knows how well he did there, didn't he? As you said, Shelley, he was beautifully timed on the boost as well. Just used it, capitalised beautifully there. As everyone else gets ready in the milling area. Who is going to be next? It looks as though it's Miami with Patricia Peter on board. This is the young rookie, the 36-year-old from Uruguay, rally driver. This was never going to be easy, but every lap is more data and more information for her. She certainly seems more aggressive on the start of the lap, doesn't she, compared to what she did? The confidence is building now.
I would say that is very much more confident, and it's like anything, you do have to get used to it. It's such a team effort, the E1 series. You know, as you've just said, when do you use the boost, the strategy, the team behind you talking to you? It's not just that pilot sat in the Racebird. It is a real team effort from everybody, and very important to get the whole strategy and the setup correct. Losing a little bit there, just porpoising down into the water, but it looks like a better lap, I think. Are we on a better lap, Greg?
Yeah, definitely. Personal best in the first sector on a 19.3, a 30 flat through the second sector, and that matches the likes of Al-Abaidan from earlier on. So absolutely, Shelley, a much better lap so far. Progress is being made here. We can see it for ourselves. Yes, out of that second and third sectors, and over the line will come Miami. And what do they do for this particular session? A 1:09.9. Yeah, Patricia has found some big time there, a 1:09.6.
After the orange boy.
Back to launch zone after the orange boy. All of these procedures she's having to go through for the first time. Great communication there from Team Miami. Don't forget they're racing at home when we get to Florida at the end of the season next month.
I thought it was a good lap time.
It was the best one. It was the best one for you on the weekend. So it's a 1:09.6. Next is Aoki, 1:08.6.
Patricia, don't be too hard on yourself. It was a good lap time. You've got to start somewhere. She's annoyed, she's disappointed, but that's nice to see, isn't it, Shelley? Because she knows she wants more. She knows more is probably possible. But I mean, she has improved in that session by about 4, 5, 6 seconds compared to what we saw earlier on, so you can't really ask for more than that at this point, and they are, as you can see at the moment, in the top 5 of the combined teams.
I think she's done brilliantly well there. I mean, but it's so lovely to see the passion. She's, you know, she wants to win. She's a true racer. She wants to win. She wants to be in the top 3.
Yeah, really nice. It just makes you wonder whether she might be a full-time competitor here in E1 with Miami, or even one of the new teams for next season. Look, it's a bit of a struggle to get that racer back into the launch zone, isn't it? Quite a lot of movement now on the water. I don't know whether that's going to be affecting everyone. I'm sure it will.
Again, that's something, you know, it doesn't help you win points, but just getting the race bird back into the launch zone, it's all something that she's learning, and she's got a lot on her plate this weekend, so I think she's done great.
Okay, here we go again with Micah Wilkinson for Drogba. They are one of only 2 teams now, along with Aoki, who are waiting in the background to get another lap in. Aoki's going to have to get going soon if they don't have an issue and they're still out there, because there's only 15 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Aoki are out there. They've gone back, haven't they? Well, there's Michael Abadan on the right-hand side, but are they going to get going? Because they're running out of time. Look, 5 seconds to go. Danny Kloss watching on. I don't know whether they've got a problem, because they're clearly not going to get this lap in, are they? Because the finish of the session is now, so I don't know whether they've had a team communication error or a problem.
Oh, that didn't look too hot.
Are you talking to me on the channel? Sorry, Matty, I don't understand.
Yeah, that doesn't look great there. Danny Kloss looking extremely unhappy. Very experienced team here. We've got Ragesh there, the team principal. He's actually from the Dubai Police, believe it or not.
Here come Drogba in the meantime. They are 3rd in this session and 3rd overall. Can they improve their time? They're currently on a 1:07.9 and they remain on a 1:07.9. That was not an improvement for Micah Wilkinson from New Zealand, but for now it is enough. The question, of course, is going to be when the likes of Westbrook and co, who are in the lower 4 of your graphic on the left-hand side, get back out there. How much of a shuffle are we going to see?
Get back in, but we don't want to risk you having a yellow card, so when we tell you to go, you need to go straight to the milling. But you can wait now for a bit. Matthew, just simply tell me what did I do wrong, because I did everything.
Oh dear. Not sure what's going on there, but we'll try and find out later. Seems there seemed to be a slight miscommunication with Team Aoki.
Yeah, we'll have to try and get to the bottom of that one. Let's jump on board though now, or elsewhere in the field, because Tom Schack was absolutely rapid. Tom, well done. What confidence. We heard your reactions. Allez, allez. I'm not surprised. That was a really, really good lap.
Yeah, the reaction was, I was a bit surprised because this weekend start difficult for us. We have some problem with the steering wheel and the balance of the boat, so we're struggling a bit. And the team works really, really hard to understand what's happened, because it's not our boat, so yeah, we make a good lap, so I'm happy, but the weekend is not done yet.
Tom, have you had much time to actually dial in the new boat this weekend, or the previous, before you got to Lagos?
Yeah, it's a really different boat. I mean, we just get it this weekend, so now we try to understand how it works, so we discover it a bit. So we try to adjust the setting as we want, so... But now it's a really good time of trial, and let's see for the qualification race. Vamos!
Vamos!
Vamos indeed!
Fantastic. Well, I'm not surprised he's pleased. They're only 1 point behind, aren't they, in the championship, Shelley? I'm loving this. The energy we're getting from this team. And Rafa, if you are watching wherever you are in the world, and I'm sure you will be, you no doubt are enjoying this as well. You know, they've got a great chance of even taking the championship lead, Shelley, today when we get through later to the qualifying races, because in the nicest possible way for them, Brady are suffering trouble, aren't they? So every single session, never mind every event or every day, every single session seems to throw up drama in 2025, and it's almost impossible to know what's going to happen here in E1, but it's great.
Well, are we going to get Brady out in the next quali session? This is the big question. I feel I need to phone an engineer friend of mine and find out how long it takes to change a gearbox.
This isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can't phone a friend while we are live on air, but we might be able to get down to Saunders CB in a bit to see what's happening down there. But no, if you do get any messages in, Shelley, by all means share that, because they are under pressure, aren't they, at the moment? Right, speak of the devil, Saunders, down to you.
Andre, you've certainly been making a name for yourself in the F4, F2 worlds, and now already doing it well in E1. Just narrowly, just behind Tom Chapp, who we know is very quick when it comes to E1.
Yeah, no, it was a really good session. I felt like I did what I could with minimal time in the boat. I'm very happy with the results. Of course, to be P1 and then get it stolen away sucks, but good job to Tom. He's really quick as well. So I'm really happy with the position, and I'll really take it, and I hope he can do well the rest of the weekend.
Certainly from our point of view here, you looked incredibly smooth on this fastest part of the course. How difficult is it to get that smoothness in the race boats?
Yeah, for sure, really hard. I think that's where we've been the strongest this weekend on the Sector 1. So I just tried different lifts and really pushed on the straight, so it felt good. Really hard, but I think I managed quite well to keep it on the foil.
Looking forward to seeing what else you can do. Thanks, Andre.
Thank you so much.
On a one. Good job. We're back to hello. Wow, things are really hotting up here at the first ever E1 Lagos GP presented by First Bank. This is great. This is round 6 of 7 for 2025. Shelley, Jury Lee and Greg Haynes are with you here in the commentary box. Saunders CB is down there with all of the pilots and team technicians bringing us the latest, whether it's weather conditions, we've had some technical problems, not quite collisions, but we have seen 2 mini races already, both involving Brazil. This, though, now is by far the most important moment of the day, because we've had 3 sessions so far for these qualifying time trials. After this last one, we'll know which 5 teams on combined best times for each of their pilots are into the top qualifying race where points are available. Blue Rising, Brazil, Brady, championship leaders with issues so far, and Westbrook, who are leading the way. And starts as you mean to continue then with Westbrook. This is Sarah Price. The American Lucas Ordóñez, his teammate, the Spanish pilot, has already done an absolutely splendid job in his outing earlier on. There is Lucas on the right-hand side, but what now is Sarah going to do? You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, they're still highlighted with a blue position number because they haven't yet got their second time in, but that will be coming up very shortly.
It wants to pull to the right very badly.
Oh, they're aborting already.
It's making a noise like it's going in and out of gear, like a
That's a very good description there, Sarah. Well done. Yeah, she said it was pulling badly to the right. She was. So something isn't right there if she's having to sort of... It's a bit like, you know, when you've got a wheel going out on your car and you're sort of dragging it down on one side to keep it straight. So she's got issues, but I just wanted to point out as well, there was no Brady out there.
Well spotted, Shelley. They had an issue earlier on with Brady, didn't they, when Emma Kimmerleinen was out there. They've already said to Saunders that they've been having gearbox problems, so will we see Sam Coleman or not? They are leading the championship. Brazil get away, sorry Shelley.
And I've also got top information for you that it basically is a good 20-30 minutes to change your gearbox if you're used to it. So I wonder how their pit crew is.
Well, I need to work that out if someone can go and check it, but it doesn't feel like it's been 30 minutes quite, maybe just about getting to that since Saunders was chatting with them earlier on. Wow, Brady really are up against it now then as we join Brazil, and a new name for us here. For Brazil, they have Timmy Hansen back in action, but we don't have Marit Stromoy here. She's busy elsewhere. So this is now the pilot from Latvia. This is Java Milere Hagen for the first time ever. And let's see how she is faring on the combined times. They're outside the all-important top 5, as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. So if Java's best on combined time can get her through into the top 5, Brazil will be overjoyed. Not being the easiest of seasons for them so far. 8th, 9th, 8th, a disqualification at Lago Maggiore, and then finally breaking their duck with a podium. And they were very relieved about that with a new boat at the time, last time out in Monte Carlo. And crucially, they are ahead of Miami, Drogba and Alula, and that moves them on the combined timesheets for now, I stress for now, up into 3rd place. This is Sarim Mizir, the pilot from Jamaica. You can hear the wind picking up as well from some of our microphones there as we look down from the 12th floor of the Black Diamond Hotel here in Lagos, and they sure enough have aborted as well. That's why they are off that dotted line. Look, that's the main course, the main lap here, and they're heading their way back to the milling area as well. I don't think I can remember, you know, in all seasons so far, as many aborted laps, Shelley, in the qualifying time trials. I mean, we've had a few issues, but not quite as many as we've seen so far today.
Well, Westbrook have obviously got a problem and have gone back in. Now, to me, the course is completely clear, calm, flat. This would be the time to actually go out there, and here we have, as I predict, here's Westbrook going out to do a qualifying lap when there's very few boats and traffic out there.
Yeah, and look at that, at the moment they're absolutely equal on time with Miami, but of course it wouldn't count because that's only including Lucas's time, and he's already seen a moment. We're looking at Lucas, but he's already seen, and you can hear the banging noise in the background. That's the hull of the boat. Oh, it's happening again, and they're losing time every single time that happens when it drops down off the hydrofoils and onto the hull of the Racebird itself. Lucas watching on, there's nothing more he can do. It must be a bit of a horrible feeling actually. Sarah Price rounds the smart marks at turn 1, and we'll get the first sector time. I'm looking very closely at our timing screen. It's a 20.5, but that is some way off what Java did with the Brazil boat. That's, yeah, well over 2 seconds off, so it's not been a clean start, but Lucas already knew that, didn't he? They were losing momentum and therefore speed. Lucas watching on bottom of your screen. He's not worried, he's not panicking at this point because this is only the first of 3 laps for Sarah. And I suppose also, Shelley, Lucas knows that he did such a good lap first time round, it takes a little bit of pressure off his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, it does take a little bit of time to get into the swing. That first lap, just get back on it, get into the mode. Maybe she's going to go for one straight away. That's what I would do. I would go straight away for my second lap. Now especially when the course is so clear and clean, go while you're trying to get in there. That's actually quite a good move.
Yeah, the timing system just updating itself, and they shoot up to second on the combined time. So Sarah fastest in this session on a 1:07.0. feels like the conditions might be deteriorating a bit. But look, Lucas, not at all pleased.
It's interesting, he's saying she's over pushing. I must admit, it didn't seem our normal Sarah style then. In the straight, she was beautifully gliding it, but in the corners, she did seem to be struggling a bit with the foil dropping into the water, just as we see there, which is, again, we know over and over, that loses us time, speed, seconds, crucial seconds.
No, I don't know whether Blue Rising felt they'd gone too early here or whether they have a problem, because clearly, look, they're crossing the line and this will now register as a lap for Sarah Mizir, but clearly ditching that one. Is there actually a problem, I wonder, for Team Blue Rising? This is the team who won, don't forget, last time out in Monte Carlo, clearly looking for space, seems to be wiggling the race bird around a little bit from right to left.
They're not driving through the signs, by the way. They're just graphics. Anyone watching at home. Yeah, we seem to have so much drama going on here. What is going on in this session?
No, and the setup here is amazing.
Confusion seems to reign, doesn't it, so far? But we talked about the celebrity team owners and the guests who would be appearing here across the race weekend, and it is Virat Kohli who heads the proceedings at Team Blue Rising, with Alejandro Agag there, who oversees not just Formula E, but also here at E1 as well, and Extreme E/Extreme H now as it moves into a new era. And they are expectant of a good result here at Lagos. But Blue Rising clearly with an issue, and they don't yet have a second time in, so they're down there in 8th place. We're still waiting for news on Brady as well. We were expecting at least half an hour for a gearbox change for them, but that's at least half an hour, so this is going to completely shake things up, isn't it, in the championship standings? The clock continuing to count down. Bottom left of your screen, we are into the last 8 minutes, and the latest we are hearing from Saunders and the team down there is that Brady are not yet in the water. If they're going to crane them into the water, it's going to need to be ASAP, otherwise they're not going to make it, and they're going to be down there in 9th place, and it means they will not be into the all-important top 5 for when points are available. Rafa certainly are. We might see, and probably will see, the championship lead change before the end of the day.
It's certainly going to make Miami exciting.
It is indeed. It's going to make the rest of this weekend exciting as well, isn't it, with people having to find time. I guess also, Shelley, it's not just bad news in terms of the times, but Brady aren't out there because all these laps serve as practice time, don't they, garnering data. The less time you're in the water, obviously, it's less data. Look at Westbrook.
Properly dug in there, and it looks like now she is really struggling on those corners to get it round on the foils, and Lucas in the bottom right hand corner, he's
good.
Oh, he's saying good. He's happier with this.
Looks good.
You would think he would be on the radio as well, chatting to her like some of the other teams are, because I think that's a great idea that both the pilots talk to each other, because you both know what you're experiencing, don't you?
Lucas seems very pleased with this so far, doesn't he? I don't know whether the wind's picking up, Shelley. It's up to 24 kilometres per hour now, but can they find that necessary 10th they need? They need just shy of 0.2 of a second. Yes is the answer, by 32 thousandths of a second. Westbrook racing now on combined time. You'll see that update, and the red flag now then is out again.
The milling area. You
Here
did
at
finish
Lagos.
that lap, so that was fastest of the session. It was a
Why have we got a red flag, I asked
106.67.
myself.
A 106.67. The next
Course seems
fastest
pretty
is still
empty, Greg,
Brazil
so I'm
with
not
a
quite sure what's gone on
109.
there.
So nice job dropping a second there. That was good work.
And same here, red flag, all boats to milling area. I'm just looking at the data provided on our timing information. As you can see, the graphic on the left has now updated, and by just 0.03 of a second, it's Westbrook from Rafa. This could really close the championship up by the end of the weekend. We'll see. It is survival of the fittest, because it felt at the time as though half of the field didn't even manage to get to the finish for any decent points last time out in Monte Carlo. But no, I'm with you. I don't know why we have a red flag. We heard the team radio there from Phil communicating with Sarah. Nothing obvious on the screen at the moment. There's no problem with a pilot or a race bird. That's the main thing. It's nobody's safety is in jeopardy. That's by far the most important thing. But there's clearly some sort of hazard out there on the course at the moment that the organisers aren't happy with, so they're throwing the red flag.
I think we may have a little bit of debris out there on the course, Greg. So obviously they want to pull the race birds in just for the moment, just to clear that, because that would seriously do some damage to one of the foils.
Well, certainly Sebastiano Pelleccia, who is the race director, has access to all of the different camera angles in front of him in mission control. They're all up on the 12th floor of the hotel. Green flag now then, so it didn't last long and the session is back underway already. So whatever that was may well have been some debris, has been cleared, and Brazil shoots straight for the start line with Javamilere Hagen on board. The new pilot coming into E1 from Latvia. Such an easy livery to spot as well, isn't it, the Brazil boat? This was a new boat for them, a new race bird from Monaco last time out, following the collision they had, the big collision they had back at the previous round at Lago Maggiore in Italy. Down into turn one. As we said before, the wind speed's picked up a little bit now to just shy of 24 kilometres per hour. Brazil are fourth overall, as you can see on the graphic on the left-hand side of your screen. In this particular session, they are second. So let's see what Java can do with those combined times. Her own best with Timmy Hansen's best, which has already been submitted, but they've ditched the lap. They've gone on the long loop down the back straight, so that one's gone. Back with Blue Rising and Sarah Mizir, and they on the combined time sheets have work to do because they're down in 8th place at the moment.
And the time is ticking down. We're down to the last 4 minutes, so I think, yes, we have definitely lost Brady, which is an absolute, it's just shattering for that team to have not made it through the qualifying trial sessions, and yeah, just devastating.
Sorry to put you on the spot, Shelly, but they mention gearbox troubles, whether it's a breakage or whatever. Is that often related to the way the race bird is actually being piloted, or is it more likely because of a strike with some debris or finger trouble from a mechanic? Could it be a legacy of something from Monaco? I mean, does it tend to usually be a problem more than something the pilot's actually done? Can a pilot cause a gearbox problem, as it were?
Not really, no, not in an E1 race bird. I would say it could well be one of damage from Monaco. I think a Monaco legacy, as you just called it.
I think, as we said, I seem to remember us saying at the time, I think it was only one or maybe two teams who actually didn't have a problem in Monaco last time out. Well, what drama here, just under 4 minutes to go. Saunders, it's all yours.
Yeah, just thought I'd just check something and report something. I'm seeing Team Brady Racebird being craned into the water. Now, obviously, we do only have 3.5 minutes left of this session, so technically speaking, if they do get permission from the race director, they could take part in this session. It was Emma that told me herself earlier that they were aiming to get out for the qualifying race, not the groups. So let's see if they can beat this race against time and they get the permission. It's very touch and go.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth. Thank you very much indeed, Saunders. This is going to be nip and tuck if this is going to happen, because we've got 3 minutes, surely not, 3 minutes and 5 seconds left. But they're going to try, aren't they? But we're running out of time, Shelley. We're fast running out of time. In the meantime, Westbrook, as you can see, are out there. The order is Westbrook leading, Rafa second, Aoki is third, then it's Brazil and Drogba. So Aluna now dropped down into 6th place from Blue Rising and Miami. Brady, the only outfit yet to get in a time with both of their pilots. Westbrook already looking to have the best lane position for the qualifying race, and critically as well, it would be the second of the 2 qualifying races later, and that's the one when points will be available. 3 for the winner, 2 for second, and 1 for third. I hate to say things like this, but Westbrook look as though they are on rails at the moment. I don't want to jinx it, but here comes Sarah Price, the American, heading toward the line. Are we going to see any improvements in the times? 106.5 now. Their combined best is a 105.2.
So it was a 106.567. Brazil a second with a 109, and Blue Rising a third with a 110. Brady didn't come out this session, so nice one. We went fastest. Good job.
That's exactly what Sarah wants to hear. Big gap as well, back to second place in this session of almost 2.5 seconds. So this is a replay. Look at Sam Coleman.
But Greg, also, we've got Sam Coleman sprinting
He's going
into the
for
boat.
it, isn't he?
Literally, look at him. He's got to jump. He's got to put a full harness on once he's in there, find his air. That's quite a big setup once you get into these boats and just actually sit into the cockpit. But that's Brady rushing out. We've got Brazil. They are only on their second lap, and Team Blue Rising have only done one lap in this session. So we've had all sorts of drama going on.
You can say that again. Brady are on the move, we're hearing, so great call from Saunders. We thought you might be a little bit over-optimistic, but Brady, look, on board, and we're actually getting back out. Would you believe it? But he's got to get around in time, hasn't he, to start a flying lap. 1 minute left on the clock, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, but this could be absolutely pivotal for the outcome of E1 of 2025. Now he's in a race against time, Shelley, because he needs to get round in time to start the flying lap. 48 seconds to go. This is going to be so close.
Well, if anyone can pull a lap out of the bag, it is Sam Coleman. This is when his experience and his coolness will play. This is very hard to do.
And don't forget, they've repaired the gearbox as well. He's taking the alternative loop. Look, he's got to get around the left-hander. He's got 26 seconds to go. This is going to be so tight. If he misses it, it's going to be by fractions. 20 seconds to go. No, he's not going to do it, is he? Look, is he going back to the milling area? Or is he going to have to go back to the milling area? He might have to check the rule book on this one. He's not going to get through on time, is he? And Brady can't believe it. What an effort from the team to get the race bird out there. 5 seconds there. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Unfortunately, we have not made it in time. Just
Based on.
By the sake of about, what, 5 seconds, they have just missed out. Would you believe it? He had to go up to the milling area. Well, I tell you what though, for the sake of the championship, this is really, really going to shake things up now, not least with Westbrook leading from Rafa and Aoki. I've got to say though, well done Brady, because that was an incredible effort, and it seems as though the race bird's running smoothly as well, with the gearbox sorted, or a new gearbox on board. This is Blue Rising with Sarah Mizir, third at the moment in this particular session. We're coming up to the last left-hander now.
But only their second lap, Greg, so why did they not do 3?
Have they had a problem as well, I wonder, unless they felt they got held up by something earlier on? But it's been a really confusing few qualifying time trials here. How are they faring? Look for Team Blue Rising on the left-hand side. It usually takes a few seconds to update. They've just done a 109.141. In terms of combined times, it is not enough because it's 7th and they needed to be inside the top 5. Well, definitely don't go away, because we've got the qualifying races coming up in a short time when points will be available, and Brady are having a bit of a nightmare here so far at E1 Lagos. What a surprise! Well, let's just take stock and see if we can actually unravel what's just gone on there in those qualifying time trials. Westbrook looking very smooth and confident, Shelley. That's the first thing I would say. I thought Lucas in particular was brilliant, and it took some pressure, didn't it, off Sarah here as well, taking nothing away from Sarah because she also put in a brilliant time. So close though, just 88 thousandths of a second on combined times across the 4 pilots of Westbrook and Rafa. That's all it was. Aoki definitely in contention. Bit of a puzzling end there to the proceedings for Team Blue Rising, but they were so close, because if you look at Drogba, who were 5th, it was less than a second back to Alula, less than 2/10 then back to Blue Rising, so that was all it was that made the difference, and Brady will be gutted. I suppose in some ways they've got nothing to lose now. They still have the championship lead and no points will be given out until those qualifying races occur later on. But they know they're not going to be able to score points here on Saturday. All they can do is try to win their qualifying race and get a good lane position for the Saturday group stages. Saunders.
Lucas, Sarah, congratulations. Incredible laps put in there. In what is such fine margins here in Lagos.
Yeah, that was tight. I was looking at the lap times. I was like screaming at Sarah to push, and that was tight in the end with Team Rafa. But it's our first pole position, so we are really, really proud for Westbrook Racing, first pole position here in Lagos. So really proud of our job. We've been fast during the the whole weekend, and now we have to make the best as we can in the starts and for the races and quality race today.
Sarah, you said to me earlier, this is something you've been pushing for as a team. How does it feel to
be able to score points in their qualifying race later on? We will be back with you very shortly at 5 minutes past the hour, which will be 5:05 here in Nigeria. Ah, look at that, tears there. Tears of joy, it has to be said, because they know what an effort they did at Brady. And if they can perform well like that under pressure, it does bode well with the whole weekend still ahead of us, and then the finale in Miami. But definitely Kimmerleinen on your right and Coleman on the left have work to do here. It couldn't have gone much worse in terms of positions, but at least the Racebird is working, we think. That was crucial, actually. Even though Sam didn't get a lap time in, he did get out there to check the Racebird was okay, and that's very, very important as we soak up the atmosphere here at the Ocean Club. We'll be back in about 20 minutes' time for the qualifying races.
E1, welcome to Africa.
Wow, where has he come from?
Lagos, we're coming.
You do not want to miss this.
Bring it on.
My heart rate is going crazy.
This is the future of racing.
Foil to foil and a jump in the air. Oh, big contact!
Don't miss it.
This is going to be epic. E1, welcome to Africa.
Wow, where has he come from?
Lagos, we're coming.
You do not want to miss this.
Bring it on.
My heart rate is going crazy.
This is the future of racing.
Foil to foil and a jump in the air. Oh, big contact!
Don't miss it.
This is going to be epic.
The next housemate to be evicted from the Big Brother Naija 10/10 house is Mide Ruboy Zita.
Big Brother, thank you so much.
This week on Reality Check, we are serving you another dose of your favorite reality TV show, Big Brother Naija Season 10/10, as we bring you updates from Biggie's house and housemates.
And I don't know about saying Nigerians don't understand what a ball is. I just thought it was such a foreign concept that perhaps that's why it flew over the heads of many.
Just to be clear, you did say the non-Nigerian resident housemates knew what it was, and the Nigerian residents don't know what a ball is. But I'll be back.
First, let's meet our host. Joining us as special guests are Mide, Zita, Ruboy, and Sabrina from Big Brother Naija Season 10.
There was a narrative that why they keep telling Nigerians to do a ball when they don't really understand what a ball is. Okay, and I'm so happy that this conversation is happening with Ruboy right here, because someone said, "Oh, you went to do media rounds around the house talking about it." I said, you know, even if 3 individuals, myself, Gigi, and Kola, were to stamp our feet and say we understood what it is, we're a minority, right? And we obviously didn't even fight anybody. We agreed to.
But do you think the rest of the housemates didn't understand what a ball is? Because I didn't need to go abroad for me to know what a ball is.
Here's the situation. That stemmed out of a conversation we were having with Ruboy.
Yeah.
So how far now? Everybody's feeling bad. Later, he now said, Sabrina, let me not lie to you. Me self no know it's a ball be.
Ruboy, I don't know what a ball is.
I don't need to
so
know
that's
about
so
it.
people
No,
kept
know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
At that time, yeah.
So that's why I said that thing. That's
explained it to me.
Exactly. So it wasn't just me saying that. It actually came out of a conversation that I had with Ruboy.
Mide and Zita, you knew what?
Definitely. Yeah, I didn't read the brief. And we got there and they said ball, and I was like, ball? What are we doing? And I really carried cigarette. Oh God.
Hi guys, this is Otega here.
Yo, what's happening? It's your boy Kayikumi, your favorite housemate. Hey guy, it's your boy Damboski.
And it's Ibifubara.
This is Big Soso from Big Brother Naija Season 10/10.
Hello guys, this is Doris.
What's up people? It's your girl Ivatar. Your girl Tracy Beauty with Brains from the BB Naija Season 10/10.
And it's your boy Denari from the BB Naija Season 10/10.
10.
It's the sweetheart of Big Brother Naija season 10 over 10, none other than Gigi Jasmine.
It's your boy Victory here, 10-10 season, you know what it is.
Hi guys, this is Joanna, ex-Big Brother Naija housemate season 10.
Your favorite skincare buddy, Thelma Lawson.
Your favorite boy culture season 10 over 10.